Good morning, Ram fam, and welcome to this week's edition of the Saturday Spark, where hopefully can give you a little training inspiration for your Saturday morning meeting. As much as I love listening to phone calls, and you all know I love listening to phone calls, going through your CRM leads and peeking at your follow-up, it's just as insightful. Let me tell you something. We are all in the business of selling, okay? And you know what's involved in selling. Follow-up. Look, I'm at what could be any main street in any town in America where your dealership is located. And what matters here are salespeople who care, salespeople who look out for customers, and most importantly, those who follow up because they want someone's business. April's the perfect time to start building strong follow-up habits, and that's why Susan Gaitan has made it the focus in the Adapt VT platform. We're gonna keep it simple this morning, okay? Here are 3 key reasons why you should be making follow-up calls to prospects and customers. And when you do, be ready to address one, if not all, of the 4 objections. I want you selling the sizzle, and I want you building relationships every step of the way. First, objections or concerns prospect have. You know what you are going to get, so be ready for it. We know not everyone's buying the first time they come into a dealership, but a follow-up helps you understand the challenges, preventing them from turning from a shopper into a buyer. Then you know exactly how to drive them into your showroom. You know it's going to be one of the 4: price, rate, inventory, payment. A phone call shows that you care about their satisfaction, and your RAM scripts will help convert those prospects into customers. Second, a follow-up call provides the perfect opportunity to sell the sizzle in the dealership, and of course yourself. This will build value in the quote you gave, help defend against your competitors' low balls, which you know are coming, and increase your gross, making you more money. Be sure to talk up your dealership and highlight the unique offerings that your competitors don't. Maybe you have a 1,000,000-mile warranty, or oil changes for life, or just loaner vehicles. Lastly, you cannot forget about the follow-up that will be about expanding your revenue streams and bringing your future income. Of course, you need to follow up with customers after the sale, not just for your CSI score, but it's a great way to continue building the relationship. This is about being their go-to. You don't want to sell them one vehicle. You want to sell their friends, family, neighbors. You want to make sure they will not shop anywhere else when it's time for a new vehicle. By connecting them on a personal level, you show that you care about their needs beyond just making a sale. And that's what the people here, the people driving by in Main Street America, that's what they want. Long-term relationships, a place they can go consistently, and you want a sustainable business, that's how you get it. Get out there and crush it. Work that follow-up. I'll see you next week. Good morning, Ram fam, and welcome to this week's edition of the Saturday Spark, where hopefully can give you a little training inspiration for your Saturday morning meeting. I know we're focused on follow-up this month, but I need to break into this conversation to discuss used inventory. We are in a good used market, and I am seeing 2 very different type of dealers emerge right now. The ones crushing this used market and those struggling. The key difference is strong, consistent leadership that's keeping the sales team focused on controlling the customer conversation. But most importantly, you are making sure your sales team understand your inventory. Salespeople don't sell used vehicles because they don't want to. They don't sell them because they don't know them or understand the inventory. Yes, 100% this responsibility flows both ways, but your sales team's eyes need to be focused on the right inventory. Most salespeople have their eyes focused on new because that's the drumbeat, comes from the desk, upper management, the OEM. Hell, the sign on the building screams new. But over the phone and with the leads that are flowing in right now, the used customer is back. And why not? These cars have all the technology and reliability. Plus, used car prices are 3% lower than they were last year and 12% lower than 2 years ago at this time. So everyone thinks they are getting a deal. So let's take advantage of it. First, managers, you need to make sure your staff understand the inventory. Lot walks every morning are a requirement. Don't complain to me about not selling used if you can't walk lot for 30 30 minutes. It's getting nice out. Let's go. Take the team, walk the lot. Next, what vehicles do you have less than 30 days supply? For every one of those new vehicles that you have less than 30 days, the staff needs a few pre-owned options as go-tos. Your staff will be 100% more confident knowing they have those options right in their back pocket. Next, you are on third-party lead sites, TrueCar, Cars.com, AutoTrader, Car Gurus. Of course you are. But does your staff know what vehicles you have priced the best on those sites? They better, because those are the vehicles that you're getting the most leads on. And I would want my team to know more about those vehicles than anything else on my lot. Finally, what vehicles do you need to get rid of? I know many of you fall in love with these cars on your lot. Can you cut it out? Put a spiff on them, shine them up, put them on the front line, get them sold. Don't forget, fill your inventory with your own inventory lane by hooking the trade with every customer interaction. Grab that inventory from your customers while it's cheap. Enough with the auction. And if you need a run on how to run a service drive, give us a call. We're here for you. Get out there and crush it this morning. I'll see you next week. Good morning, Ram fam, and welcome to this week's edition of the Saturday Spark, where hopefully can give you a little training inspiration for your Saturday morning meeting. I'm coming to you from our northernmost client, the North Bay Auto Group, here in North Bay, Canada. I'm in their Kia store. And listen, right now, it's absolutely no secret in Canada or the US that we've pivoted from a gross game to a volume game. Inventory is filling up lots again, incentives are back, customers have more options, and the race to the bottom has begun. But that doesn't mean we have to give all the gross away. I'm hearing stories and watching managers go 3, 4, 5 pencils deep, and they're not getting off their butt for the close. They're just buried in the computers. I've seen this at too many dealerships lately, and this needs to end. You're murdering your gross with these pencils. You can't complain that we're pivoting off a gross game to a volume game, and you won't get up and close. You're the best closer in the showroom, and we all know it. So please, stop playing $5 ping pong with customers. You think they came in there to play ping pong with you today? Trust me, they're good. The customer keeps kicking this pencil back to you because they can, because you're not getting up, because you're allowing it, and it needs to stop. The only person who can stop it is you, the manager. So let's dig in and know how to stop it with no more than 2 pencils. First and foremost, managers, I want you consistently and persistently doing the Allen, walking and talking all over the showroom and out on the lot. No more sitting at the desk unless we're writing a deal. Since you're walking and talking, now you can greet the Dolan's family out on the lot. Say hi to little Eric with his Yukon hat on and have a little basketball conversation. And when they go out for that test drive, then you can go back on the desk. Put that first pencil together, knowing what the customer told you, right? Comments from the salesperson, notes in the original read, and a trade appraisal. The customer returns from the test drive all pumped up, and the salesperson grabs some bottles of water and the pencil and right back to the customer. Of course, the salesperson is going to come back with another offer. That's how this works, right? And you might need to restructure a couple items. Now you know where the customer is heading, their concerns, and most importantly, their end game. Now, it's time for the best closer in the showroom to step up, step in, and show the team how it's done. If your team's training with this program, then they have already built value in you, in your dealership, in the vehicle. You already came over and broke the ice by introducing yourself early in the process. So now you are in, closing the deal, ensuring this professional process that the customer came in to expect. No more $5 ping pong. If you want to hold gross as we pivot back to a volume market, remember what we always teach. Early and often manager intervention, it's the only way to be. Get out there and crush it. We're no longer grabbing roots at the desk or closing deals. Good morning, Ram fam, and welcome to this week's edition of the Saturday Spark, where we can give you a little training inspiration for your Saturday morning meeting. All right, team, it's a little dreary and rainy here in New York, but it's the last weekend of the month, and you know what that means. We're going to keep these meetings short, to the point, and focus on one aspect that's going to help us sell a few more cars that you just didn't plan on. And the best way to do that, with just a few days left in the month, is by focusing on follow-up. The end of the month, it always brings a fury of activity, and suddenly those elusive few sales that you need to hit your goals, they're further away than ever. Fear not. All you need to do is create a sense of urgency and close those deals before the clock strikes May. First off, it's crunch time. We can't waste precious time chasing every single lead right now. We have days left in the month. We need to grab the lowest hanging fruit. So first off, your lowest of those lowest hanging are re-engaging your BBACs and unsold showrooms. They are the number one hottest lead right now, and you need to remind them why they love that panoramic sunroof and that the inventory's tight. You don't have many left, and you don't want to miss out. What about those people that you came close to payment on? You don't want them to miss those April's fantastic programs, because who knows what's going to happen in May. Now, next lowest hanging fruit, those leads that you've been talking to regularly or even sporadically, but haven't been able to reel into the showroom. Have you gotten your manager on the phone with them? If not, get it to them right after this meeting. What are you waiting for? Now, let's talk about those deals that you couldn't close or get approved early in the month. What is about it? You know, you might get it closed now. The banks are pushing. They have to hit their numbers too. Get with your F&I manager. Rehash some potential deals. They won't remember them. All right, now what's your message? It's the close of the month. What are you saying to customers to create the urgency to get them in the door before the month closes? You're a professional. You need the customer to know the facts, and time is running out on special offers, limited inventory, lease programs, special rates, the big April sale your dealership is having. It doesn't matter, whatever it is, it's not going to last long, and you don't want them to miss out. Don't forget, you need to be building value in yourself and your dealership. You need to be separating yourself from the competition, incentives, free maintenance package, incentive warranties. Hell, you can give them Dyson vacuum cleaners if that's what it closes the deal. Final tips, don't rely on phone calls. Combine follow-up efforts, emails, text messages, even personalized video message. Follow up consistent and persistent. Be excited. Have a great attitude. And remember, the greatest weapon you have is curiosity. The difference between selling vehicles now, what you're going to sell, and a few extra between now and the close is how much work and effort you put in. Get out there and crush it. I'll see you next week. Have a killer close.